very, very warm welcome to whatever number we are up to now. It's well over the hundreds. We're the Highwayman. I'm Steve.
And I'm Jason.
So,
what are we talking about today, Steve?
Today, my friend, we are talking about flat Earth theory. Is the Earth flat? Is it? Has it ever been disproved? I don't know. Has it?
Is it round? Is it square? Is it triangular? Could it be that we live on one big pyramid?
It could be a Toblerone.
It could actually be a Toblerone spaceship that we live in. Who knows? Like a float. It could be like a giant greenhouse in the sky.
Now, it could be, couldn't it? I mean, no one's ever been to the centre of the Earth. Who knows that it's not full of Toblerone?
Could be. Could actually be. There
Nugget,
could be a whole
isn't it?
factory down there.
Nougat, chocolatey nougat.
Nougat.
Do you know what? I can understand why people thought the Earth was flat for so many years.
Yes.
I honestly can. Because, you know, if you don't know better, and of course they didn't have the ships that can travel for miles, they didn't have aeroplanes, obviously, or anything like that. They only kind of knew what was around them.
Yes.
So we can travel to places where we can look at and you can actually see the curvature of the Earth, of course. Or can we? Is that just an illusion? Is that because our eyes can only see so far and our irises start to bend it? And it really is flat. Don't know.
Well, the interesting thing, I was looking at a few videos and stuff on the flat Earth theory. So they believe that the center of the Earth is the North Pole. And then obviously the various continents sort of work their way out and around. And the South Pole is actually all the way around the edge. It's like we're in the Game of Thrones. That's the kind of the way they believe the Earth is made up. And the gravitational force we have is because the Earth is actually being projected upwards at 9 feet per second. And that's why we have the gravity that we have. Well, not, they say it's not gravity, it's just literally centrifugal force of the Earth moving up at 9 meters per second.
Yeah, well, I've already found a way to quash that one, I'm afraid.
Go on.
If that was the case, the sea would be permanently being pushed down.
That's true.
Permanently. Yes. So there would be no tidal ebb and flows at all, would there?
Very true. Very true. It's interesting how it's suddenly sort of come around again. It's gained kind of, you know, it's obviously it's not a new theory, it's an old theory, but suddenly in the last, is it 10 years or so, or probably even less than that, 5 years, it's suddenly become a thing. And there was quite a lot of people who believe it. I was watching a poll. They did a poll on This Morning television, and apparently 6% of people believe that the Earth was flat.
No, they can't. Surely to goodness, they now realise the reality of it. Surely.
I think it's a fabulous thing that people are challenging what they've been taught, and I do applaud that. However, you know, I've been up in an aeroplane. You know, we've got Google Earth now. We've got all the images from space and all the rest of it. And I think it's the fact that you look up and you see a moon that's actually round would give you some indication. Yeah. You know that, you know, or maybe we're looking head on. That's the whole point. We're looking actually head on at the moon, at that flat surface. Yeah, wherever you are. Right. And I think the theory is that the sun's like a spotlight. And that's why we get day and night, because it's just literally like the Nazis' spotlight, you know, going all the way around the Earth.
Oh, well, that's, of course, much more plausible than a planet that we're circling and spinning around. So therefore, one 12-hour period, we've got our back to it, and the other 12-hour period, we're facing it. How ridiculous is that?
But then again, how ridiculous really is there a giant ball of flames in the sky? I mean, it's mad, isn't it? It just consistently keeps going.
It is kind of mad. In all fairness,
that in itself, if you did,
what fuel is it burning?
I don't know what the sun burns. We should have Googled that before we came on to ask the question. I don't know what the fuel is consistently burning. And you think actually burning, when something burns, it actually, once it's burnt, it's gone, isn't it? It's using it up, but it's perpetual.
Do you know something else? Yeah, so here's something else as well. What are the 3 things, think back to your school days, Jay, what are the 3 things you need to make a fire? I'll put you out of your
Oxygen,
misery.
oxygen,
Yes, yes,
and
fuel
yes,
and heat. Right?
yes.
Well, there's no freaking oxygen in space. We know there isn't. That's why we
No.
have to go up in spaceships.
So
So
what is
that's
it
the
burning?
first thing.
Yeah. I'm
And
convinced now
how is it
the Earth's
burning?
flat. I'm convinced the Earth's flat now. You've just convinced me. Everything we've ever knew about everything is wrong. It's got to be
We're
burning
being
something,
told
hasn't
a
it?
pack of freaking lies. Well, fuel doesn't last forever, does it? It
No.
cannot last forever. And the way that that's chirping through it, let's be brutally honest, if we can feel the heat of the freaking thing from here, and how many millions of light years away are we from it, and we can still feel the heat, man alive, I think that's doing a bit more than 20 to the gallon, don't you?
Well,
So
we're not millions of light years, are we? Because we're only only 8 minutes away from it in terms of 8.5 minutes away from it in terms of time and light time.
Is that all?
Do you know that? 8.5 minutes.
Really?
It takes 8.5 minutes for the light to travel from the sun to the Earth.
Well,
So
why
it's
haven't
only-
we been there?
Because if we had light speed, we could get there in 8.5 minutes.
Well, of course we've got light speed. They've got it in Star Trek, for crying out loud. All we've got to do is get the Enterprise. Oh, no, that's warp speed.
Warp 1, yeah, get to warp 1. Yeah,
We need to find out the difference between warp speed and light speed.
we do. But we're going off the subject again. Flat Earth. So neither of us believe in it. Do we think they're absolutely just a load of idiots, or do we think they're just revolutionaries that just kind of have lost the plot a little bit, lost their way? Revolutionary thinkers. I like the idea of the people who really are thinking outside the box and passionate about what they believe.
Oh, everyone loves that. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. Because wouldn't it be boring if we all thought the same, believed the same, ate the same, wanted the same woman or bloke or whatever? How boring would that be?
It would.
Here you are. This is what I reckon. This is what I reckon. I reckon everything, you, me, all the other stuff, we've made all this up in our heads. We have made up. We're actually lying in an inert trance. We probably don't even have a body. What you're strolling around in is just what you've created. So we are something somewhere, and everything around us, your wife, your kids, the earth that you live in, the cars that you drive, the planets in the solar are also freaking improbable. But we've created these in whatever conscious we are capable of doing, and therefore this is our world. This is so it's a bit like Total Recall, really. So
the Matrix.
but
it's the Matrix. You see the Matrix?
The Matrix.
That's what it is.
I tried to watch it once. I can't remember what happened. I need to watch it again.
You do. Only the first one, though. Don't bother with any of the others. And the new remake is an absolute mess. But anyway, carry on.
Oh, okay. So that's what I think. So the sun, how can it burn? There's no oxygen up there, and nothing burns with no fuel forever and ever. It just is not feasible for everything that we know. So the Earth is round. Fair enough. Okay, we're going to go with the Earth is round, and we're going to go versus the Earth is flat in a second. So if it's round and it's spinning away on its axis and everything else, so okay, there is a gravitational pull created by the Earth spinning around.
Yes.
All right, that's fair enough. However, if you've got a bicycle wheel and stuck a very light magnet on the rim of it and spun it round, I promise you that magnet's not going to grip tighter and tighter. It's going to fling it off and hit someone's eye possibly and take it out. So it's like the opposite way around. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be pulling us in. It should be shoving us off. So therefore, if it's shoving us off, there's something up there that's pushing us down. But if it was pushing us down, it would be pushing everything down. So trees wouldn't grow and grass wouldn't grow because it's been pushed down all the time. Or are we the upside down? Are we actually living inside of the Earth? That would make more sense. And being spun that way.
That would make more sense. Now we've got gravity. But then again, is it the reverse of the gravity? The actual gravity is reverse of what we experience because we're being flung out, like you say. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Flat
Yeah,
earthers.
it's just-
I'm now a flat earther. I'm going to go
joining
visit
them.
I'm going to visit the. I want to know what's one bit beyond the wall of ice that's the Antarctic. Is it the date? Is the dead walker the walkers? The walkers. Have you watched Game of Thrones?
No.
No. You know,
No.
could be the walkers, the White Walkers.
Sounds like I need to by the
I
sound
think.
of things.
Oh God, you
So,
must if
yeah,
you haven't.
if it's a flat Earth, why does it look curvy to us? Because our eyes are curved.
Could be.
Our eyes aren't flat, are they? They're not like telly screens. They're round.
So you'd never fall off the back. We'd never fall off the edge though, because we'd get to the Antarctic before we fell off the edge. So we'd never actually get to the edge.
No. What if you're pushed on through the Antarctic?
You can't, because it just ends. There's like a dome that covers us over. This is the theory. There's a big dome that covers us over, so you can't actually get anywhere. You know, get to the edge and it's like,
really?
Yeah.
Then we need to find it. You and I need to
mount
go
an
off
expedition.
there, then, mate.
We need to mount an expedition.
I've got a couple of days. I'll knock up a submarine.
Yeah.
So we can go in that.
Yeah.
And let's go and have a look.
We can. What we could do? We could row in a boat, and we could borrow that trans swimmer for a bit of extra propulsion, because we know that third leg does the extra propulsion. If you're not sure what we're saying about.
The fin.
Yeah, the fin. What was the video? What was it about 3 ago? What was the name of that video? Oh yeah, Men Are Better Than Women. Yeah, you need to watch that one. You'll find all about that. Why that we could need the extra propulsion of the trans swimmer. Yeah, we'll get there in no time.
Yeah.
They just need him. We'll sit in the boat and he can just swim along and push it with his extra appendage.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
exactly what we're going to do. And we'll report back. Obviously,
we'll report back
when we find the dome.
When we find the dome, when we find the edge, after we've gone through the Antarctic. I don't really think I've got much more to add to this one. It's a subject actually that it's interesting, but it's actually quite boring at the same time. Do you think?
Do you know what? Does it affect our day-to-day lives if it's round or flat or whatever? Not really. Still takes the same amount of time to fly to Spain or whatever.
If we're in the Matrix, it don't really matter, does it, mate?
No, not at all. So round, flat, Toblerone shape, bring it on. We're good with it.
We don't care. We're happy to go. We're just happy as long as we can still go on holiday every year. We're happy. Right, we'll leave that one there, mate. Exactly. Thanks very much for watching. We'll speak to you next time.
Cheers, everybody. Nice to see you.